Hello, everyone. My guest today is John Doherty. He's the founder of Credo. They take a high-touch approach to matching businesses with the right SEO and marketplace agencies and marketing agencies. Sorry, he has a decade in SEO, primarily on the largest sites on the internet. We'll jump into those in a second. He lives in Denver with his wife and their black Labrador Butterbean. All right, John, are you ready to take us to the top?
Let's rock it, Nathan.
All right. So tell me more about this. It sounds like you're a marketplace, huh?
Yeah, we're a marketplace, but we're a high touch marketplace above like an Upwork or a Fiverr. We don't concentrate on the smaller budgets, the $200. I need 4 blog posts a month. We concentrate on the people that have 3-5K a month to spend on high quality SEO, email marketing, Facebook ads, that sort of thing, and match them up with the agencies that can do that.
Mm-hmm. And what's your cut? How do you make money?
We have a dual retainer plus commission model. So the agencies that we're sending work to directly pay us on a monthly retainer, various levels, and then they also pay us a percentage of all the work that they close.
Okay, so
in perpetuity.
Is the retainer aspect much like a SaaS model? Is it predictable and recurring or no?
100%.
Okay, and which part of the business makes up more of your revenue? The marketing folks paying you that retainer, or the cuts you're taking from placed jobs?
Right now it's definitely the retainers,
Okay.
but the commission side is growing.
Interesting. If the retainers end up getting big enough where it can underwrite your whole business, will you eventually remove the commission to drive more usage of the marketplace, or no?
No, because so with the way my business works, right? There are a lot of people that can only spend a couple $100 on marketing, right? But there are a lot fewer that can spend 3 to 5K, that sort of thing. So we're never going to get that huge volume of people, right? So we necessarily need to have the commissions in there so that as the number of leads grows, we don't have to bring on more agencies to work with to send them more work. We can just keep sending the same agencies more work and make more money from it at the same time.
Interesting. What is give me a sense of the size of your retainers. Are we talking $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month? What are they paying on average?
They're anywhere from $500 a month to $2,000 a month.
Okay, got it. And would you say 500 is a fair average if I forced you to pick an average?
Most of them are around 500.
Okay, got it. Let's get more of the backstory here. So when did you launch this?
So I launched it almost 5 years ago as a side project and went full time on it 2.5 years ago when I experienced some career turbulence and got laid off from my last job.
Yeah, that's a very creative way to say you got laid off. Exactly. Career turbulence. All right.
Career turbulence.
All right. So 5 years ago, 2013, you did this, then you got laid off, and 2 years ago, you went all in. Marketplaces like this are really tough. How did you get the first agency paying you a retainer when you didn't have any jobs yet?
Yeah, really tough. So I actually didn't start on the retainer model. I actually started as a pay per lead model. So I had a lead come in that was perfect for a buddy that runs an agency in Utah. And I basically sent it to him and said, hey, would you be willing to pay $50 for this lead? And he goes, yeah, what's your PayPal? 3 minutes later, I had $50 in my PayPal account. I sent the lead to him. He closed him as a client. And I went and bought a domain name and threw up a crappy WordPress site on some shared hosting I had.
Interesting. And that's the whole story.
That's the beginning story. I mean, I've been through a lot of other business models since then. When I went full time on it 2.5 years ago, I was on the model of when they closed work, then we would get paid a commission. Of course, at that point, I'm taking on all the risk. So then I moved to a straight retainer model. So I actually didn't start doing monthly recurring charges until we had a good volume of leads coming through the platform.
The commission structure is tough in a marketplace because look, I'm like a good guy, but there are times where I've found someone through one of these sites and then just we get connected on Skype or email, and before you know it, I don't even realize it, but it's just easier for me to pay them via PayPal, and then I'm not even going through a marketplace, and the marketplace can't even track the commission. I mean, how do you deal with that?
So they don't actually pay the agencies through our platform at this point. So we make the connection. We're a middleman in that we're making the connection between the client and the agency. The client signs the contract directly with the agency, and then we treat the agency as our customer. And so we catch up with them every month. Are you still working with these 5 clients? Did these 3 closed? Okay, and so your commission that you owe to Credo is Y.
Well, I hate saying this, but why would they tell you?
Because if they don't tell me, then I stop sending them over $10,000 a month of potential work.
Okay, but can't they just work with that person that you already found them directly then, moving outside? This is the big marketplace issue, by the way. People move out of the marketplace. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how you handle that.
Totally. So, I mean, right now it's an honor-based system. I mean, we're not working with 1,000 different, agencies sending them work, right? We have basically 15 that we directly send work to on an ongoing basis. And so they're our customers. We're basically like an agency to them doing lead generation for them.
I see.
And so, if they cut us out, and I've only had that happen one time in the last 5 years I've been running this business. And basically I just removed them from the platform and stopped sending work to them.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Because we're in touch with both sides, the agency and the client. So if the agency tells us we stopped working with this client, we ping the client and say like, hey, we heard you stopped working with them. How did it go? And they'll tell us if, and
they're like, actually, no, we're still working together. What are they talking about?
Literally, I had it happen where I emailed them. They're like, what are you talking about? We just paid them yesterday.
That's so funny. Okay. So you got 15 customers, $500 a month. You're doing what, about $7,500 a month right now?
Well, so that's 15. That is no. So they're not all paying me $500 a month. That side of the business. So I have 10 or 11 that are paying me $500 a month.
Okay.
I have another 3 that are paying me $750 a month, and I have 3 more that are paying me $2,000 a month.
Okay.
So it basically comes out to about 13 grand a month of just that.
That's great.
Then I have some others that are on a smaller amount. I'm not saying them as much work, but basically they want to be given direct recommendations. So they're paying me anywhere from $100 to $375 a month. And then I have annual people on the platform as well that just pay. Consultants pay $300 for a directory listing for the year. Agencies pay $700, and we're adding 3 to 5 of those a month.
So make it simple for me. What did you do total last month in revenue?
Last month, total minus my consulting, we did $23,000.
What do you mean minus your consulting?
I also do some SEO consulting, which adds a discount to that as well.
Got it. Okay, so
but
minus
just
your
the software platform, $23,000 last month.
Okay, and how many people are paying you something?
85 or so have paid me this year.
Got it. Yeah. So if you got 85 people, you're doing about, again, $23,000 per month. If I divide 85 into that, the average person's paying you about $260 a month.
Yep. It's about
interesting. Right. And are you, this is the majority of your business model right now. How much money are you doing just through the commission side?
The commission side is about a third of that. So about $8 grand a month, something like that.
So 30 grand a month total.
And we've launched that model back in October. So it's only been in for like 4 or 5 months.
Okay. So I want to understand more about the makeup of the company. So is it just you, or what's your team look like?
So it's me, and I have 3 part-time people. So I have a customer success person, basically a sales exec that handles when someone comes in, she gets them on the phone. What do they need? Who are they? How do they make money? What do they need? And then gets them introduced to the right agencies, and then does the whole follow-up, through to close. I have a part-time developer. She's based in Chicago. I have a part-time developer in Ohio. And then I have a an admin assistant / ops person here in Denver, where I am as well.
That's great. Okay. So 4 folks, a remote team. Tell me more about acquiring these customers. Are you paying to acquire these people that start paying you? And what's your CAC if so?
We pay very little to acquire them. So my background is SEO, content marketing, the organic sides of marketing. So most of these clients looking to hire an agency come through SEO. Half of them come through SEO.
Like what search term typically?
Anything from so we rank pretty well in the long tail. So B2B SaaS SEO agency or SaaS SEO agencies, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So those sorts of direct conversion related ones, right? Where just almost on the first page for like SEO consultants, SEO agencies, right? We rank really well for SEO agencies.
You have top 31 SaaS marketing agencies, top 44. So you're doing very good in the listicle space, but Foxtail Marketing's giving you a run for your money.
Yep. That's the thing. We're competing against these individual agencies, right? So some people want to go to an individual agency and they'll go to them through search. But if they want help finding, the right fit for them, because Foxtail might not be right for them, right?
Yeah. By the way, this is a competitive space. I rarely see 4 ads at the top of a search term that's this long tail. There are literally 4 ads for B2B SaaS SEO agency. This is crazy.
Super, super competitive. That's why I went to the long tail.
Why is it so competitive?
Because you can make so much money with it. You can make so much money with SEO consulting, right? I often joke that if I was smart, I'd actually sign all of these leads into clients myself and just make a lot more money and build out an agency.
You know why SaaS it's so competitive? It's because all you VCs listening right now, you pump so much money into these SaaS companies. You know what they do? They go throw it. Not always, but they usually throw it away on just crap spend. They don't know if it's going to work. Now you're a difference. John's a good guy, right? So we're going to say nice things about John, but they have so much money to spend, right?
Yeah, totally. But the challenge as well is that a lot of SaaS companies, even if they get to 35 or 40 people, they've been focusing so much on engineering, product, that sort of thing, that they don't even have a marketing team in place. And their founder probably isn't a marketer either. So it's actually a challenge to help them find the right agency, because if it's the founder that's holding the budget strings, they hold everything so close to the chest, right? You hold stuff close to the chest in your business. I hold it close to the chest in my business. So I get it. I understand it. But the especially like the SaaS companies we help out best are the type that have a director of marketing, a VP of marketing, something like that gets the different channels and gets where to invest budget in order to see growth.
Let me ask you a question. So one of the things that I started building out is getlatka.com. It's basically a database that is auto-generated from these interviews I do with B2B SaaS founders. And for many of these companies, that page on GitLatka is ranking number one when someone searches, Infusionsoft plus revenue, or a company I've interviewed plus the word revenue or customers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out though how to make that a formula. So I only have maybe the first spot for 5% of the companies. I'm trying to figure out how to build a system to make it so that we have the first spot for every company. What would you recommend?
Do you have individual pages for each one of them?
I believe so. We have like individual company pages.
Okay, gotcha. So one thing you could think about is if you're just trying to show their revenue, even doing individual pages for that. So for example, getlatka.com/credo/revenue, right? In which case that page is specifically targeted towards, getcredo.com revenue. So that's one approach. The other approach is there are a bunch of things you could do on your site, building out categories and that sort of stuff just to get them all indexed. I think you have infinite scroll on that page, if I'm correct.
I do, yeah,
which
on that
probably
page.
means that most of them are not being indexed unless you have pagination in the head of your page.
Interesting.
So that could be a way just to get them all indexed, and ranking.
Interesting. That's super helpful to understand. Yeah, I'm being very selfish here, but my thought process is if you can own the number one spot for any business person or an investor looking up another company, that's a valuable position to be in. The CEOs want to keep that page updated, and then you create a little network.
100%. And I do that with the agencies and consultants on my platform as well, in that they all have a public profile that's indexable. They can get reviews on there. And for most of the agencies, if you search their brand name, I rank number 2 or 3 with review stars in their search result.
Interesting.
So it's their first name, and then it's maybe their Facebook page or something, and then it's their Credo listing that has 4 stars, 5 stars or whatever, drawing the user's eye. And so I'm getting some of that branded traffic as well, which they're okay with because I'm basically helping them convert better because they have a good, listing with review stars and such. It's the same as Facebook or something like that.
That's interesting. Well, I'd love to do some kind of paid game with you where I give you a list of 30 companies I really want to rank first for that right now I only rank number 4 or 5 for. And then I'll pay you a prize, a cash amount for everyone you get to the number one spot in the next 6 months.
That'd be super fun.
That would be a lot of fun. And then you come back on the show and we tell everyone how we did it.
Yeah, totally.
All right. After the show, email me. Let's figure that out. That'd be fun.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Okay. Sorry. I got selfish there for a second. Back to you. Churn. Are you losing customers?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Used to be. We changed the business model from, it was more of a true marketplace, and that a lead would come in, and then I had this whole custom email system that would email it out based off of what they needed and their budget and that sort of thing to people within the marketplace. And then they could reply. They had a certain lead cap they could contact. But it didn't really work because for multiple reasons. One is if you're spending $3-5 a month, you need to have a much deeper consultative effort. It's a much more consultative sales process than someone saying oh yeah, I'll try this out for $200 a month, right, for 4 blog posts. So that didn't really work. And then agencies as well, they were struggling to close the work because they're basically having to do cold outreach to these people. Right. And saying hey, I'm so-and-so from this agency, would love to chat with you about your project, as opposed to us saying client meet person at agency. You should talk to them because of X.
So what was your churn when it was really bad? How many percentage points?
So on my highest level at that time, which was $375 a month, it was 3% month on month.
Okay.
At my lowest level, which was $100 a month, it was about 12 to 13% every month.
And what's it now?
Zero.
Okay.
So
you brought them down. Yeah. That's great. That's good. You got a good kind of correlation set up between what you're giving them and what they're sticking for. So that's great.
Exactly.
In terms of funding, you bootstrapped this or you raised?
Completely bootstrapped, 100%.
I love that. And what are you growing at year over year? You're doing about 30 grand today. Take me back 12 months. What were you doing?
12 months ago, I was at about 13.
Okay.
And 12 months before that, I was at 4.
Okay, that's great. So December of 2015, you're doing about 4K per month. Go forward 12 months, yep. December 16, 13K. December 2017, which was a couple months ago, you're doing call it 20-ish K or maybe 25. Now you're up to 30.
Yep.
That's great.
All right.
Yep. That's great. And now last question here on economics before we wrap up. What do you assume these customers are worth to you over their life?
That's a great question. I don't have an awesome answer to it. I mean, so when a client comes in and it's conversion rates, right? So we convert people into a lead, and then we get them on the phone, and then we introduce them, and then a percentage of those actually close with the agency. So I don't have a fantastic idea yet, simply because the commission model is still so new, of what a signed contract is actually worth to us.
Yeah.
An agency on the platform is probably worth somewhere around, every agency that we're directly sending work to is probably worth somewhere around $10,000 to $15,000 a year right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's wrap up here, John, with the famous five. Number one, what's the last business book that you read?
Last business book that I read was actually The 4-Hour Workweek. I reread it about every 4 to 6 months.
That's a good one. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Spencer Rascoff of Zillow. I used to work for him, and I still respect him a ton.
By the way, are they going to survive with Mr. Redfin moving in?
Oh yeah, they'll be great. They're a solid company.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building the business?
Stripe, no question.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8.5 to 9.
That's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kiddos?
Married with a big dog.
A big dog, good. Yeah. Oh, what was the name? Butterbean, right?
His name is Butterbean. Yep.
I love that.
100-pound black lab Great Dane. He's awesome.
That's crazy. Okay, and how old are you?
I am 33 years old.
All right, last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish my 20-year-old self had started writing code earlier.
Start coding earlier. There you guys have it from John. Launched a marketplace back in 2013 as a side thing, then had some, quote, career turbulence in 2015, decided to go all in on the marketplace. Over that time period, he's moved the business from doing about $5,000 per month in revenue up to $30,000 per month in revenue today. He's taken churn from 3% and 12% in respective cohorts down to 0 in both cohorts because he's really figured out how to deliver that value. He's bootstrapped, now serving 85 again. Marketing agencies, feeding them clients. That's his model with his team of 4. He's full-time, 3 remote, 3 part-time, all remote around the country. So John, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Nathan, thank you.